if you struggle with feeling like you're always behind, or if you're a creative that has so many ideas and you don't actually know where to start, or if you just have paralysis because you have so many ideas that it's so hard to prioritize them, this video was literally made for you because I was that person and I still am that person. But I've created this system of yearly planning and monthly meetings to keep myself on track. Otherwise, I'm out here like I'm floating in space, like a kite without a string. It's just not a good feeling. I have a lot of things I want to do in my lifetime as a language learner, as a business owner, as a leader with a team, as a speaker, as a traveler. I live in between two continents. I cannot accomplish what I want to do without having this giant mental dump of everything that I'm hoping to do and aligning it with the travels that I have in my plans. I was always in a heightened state of stress because I was reacting to things because I never gave myself enough of a buffer because I never made a plan. So this is part 2 of the planning series. If you haven't already gotten the planning template, you can click in the description box. I give you extra prompts to look at for your journals, ChatGPT prompts, and templates that you could print out. And I hope that you find a lot more peace in your plan and that you're a lot more realistic. Like, I can't be making a TV show, writing a book, and taking my company to like 10x the revenue in the same year. It's just not gonna happen. And the bigger, more philosophical question that I have for you is, why would we want to do everything in the same year anyways? That would make the rest of the year so much more boring. Let's take it one step at a time, 1 year at a time, and I will see you in the planning video.
Cue the intro, sis. You know she's not your average Joe, not your average Joe. All right, so we pretty much have the professional stuff figured out. The learning plan is there, but now we need to add a lot more of the personal life. And so what we're gonna do is go over this again. Now I want to plan her travels. Given this roadmap, please recommend when would be the best time to travel from Europe to the USA 2 times, once in the summer, once in the winter, as well as when I could go abroad for a yoga teacher training and plan 2 smaller trips with my friends. I live in, let's say, Switzerland. My friends live in New York. Where can we plan to go to make things as easy as possible? Now I just popped in all of the travels that Judith wants to do. And again, she's living this global life. She has family, she has friends, she has all the stuff she wants to do, and yoga teacher training. Now ChatGPT knows our goals, knows what we need to accomplish. How are we gonna fit travel in this as well? So the tentative travel schedule, June marks the completion of your Q2 goals, including launching high value offerings. This timing allows you to take a break after a busy period before you begin optimizing and scaling in Q3. This is where life gets a lot better. Why do I plan in November? Because of things like this. If I'm planning to launch these giant offers, giant projects, and I have a giant trip, it's all gonna fall apart. And so knowing in advance, like, oh, okay, I'm launching this thing in June, so after I launch that, I can take a trip. That is how you build a sustainable life. Otherwise, you're gonna be traveling all over the place, struggling to find Wi-Fi because it's crappy and you can't get anything done and everything will crumble. Speaking from personal experience, I agree with these recommendations. Please revise the entire year plan month by month, including travel schedule. So you could do this one of 2 ways. You can make a separate travel calendar or like travel kind of category, or revise your plan to include the travels. So January we don't travel, February we don't travel, March we don't travel, but then come April we do travel. And then we don't travel again until June. We go home to the USA. In September, I'll attend a yoga teacher training if my name is Judith. October, plan a short trip. So it's making my travels a lot more balanced than how I typically plan them. And then we don't travel again until December. This is so much better than if I were to plan this myself, and this is why it's so important. Please put together a revised plan of attack with the KPIs, metrics, goals, learning, and travels on a monthly basis. Okay, so because I now know my travel schedule, I'm gonna pop this in and actually overwrite the first one, because we're gonna copy this baby and we're going to paste it here. So now we have everything, including our goals, KPI, learning, travel. Wow, it feels good to know everything that's coming up in a year. 3. I changed the header so when you want to put in a table of contents, it's easy. Am I extra? All right, so we have a really good plan. There's only one thing left. So now I'm asking ChatGPT to break down a financial roadmap. Like, what does this mean for how much I'm paying towards my loans and my house and blah, blah, blah. Please break down a financial goal and strategy to pay off my debt given my career plans. And build my savings, my travels. Then we just have a sip of coffee and we wait because it's all happening. Financial overview. So now we have a travel budget, income projections, we have a financial strategy, current and monthly payment, accelerated payment plan. It tells you what you should pay actually for your student loans, savings plans. Please put together monthly financial plans to stay on track starting in January. So we break it down month by month. Oh God, this is so much easier than trying to do this all yourself. But if you miss one of these big buckets, it's not a realistic plan. So you really need to be very specific. And you gotta be real too. Like you gotta talk about the debt, gotta talk about your income, gotta talk about like what investments are you trying to make, because all of that makes a huge difference. Okay, so now we have our monthly financial breakdowns. And of course, all of this is subject to change. But how cool is it that we know what we need to do? Given my current salary, do I have enough money for all of this? What sacrifices will I need to make? Because it sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of stuff. Like, what sacrifices do I need to make? The other thing about yearly planning is knowing what you shouldn't be doing. Just because you could do everything doesn't mean you should. So it's like, what are we not doing? That's just as important. So current financial overview, current salary, my net profit, my total income is $6,000. So I'm gonna actually put this in the document because when you make more, you wanna know how you started. So I'm gonna say current financial situation and projections. It has all of it from monthly dining expenses, my office rent, remaining funds. So I only have $1,000 potential sacrifices. So I might need to limit my dining. I need to optimize my living and business expenses, adjust travel plans, increase revenue, delay some goals. Okay, so basically it's telling me that given my current salary, I don't have enough. So I'm gonna ask, what is quicker, limiting expenses or making more money? So apparently in the short term, limiting expenses is the right move, but in the long term, making more money is really beneficial. Knowing this, what do you advise I do with this financial strategy? Because maybe it's limiting expenses in the beginning of the year, and then as I make money, I start growing the expenses. Okay, so the balanced approach: reinvest savings, use funds saved from the expense reduction to invest in your business growth, set milestones, and do regular reviews. I like that. So now it's not just that I'm saving money, but I'm saving money to reinvest in the company. So now we know what to do with our financial plan. Please give me a monthly checklist to make sure my finances are on track each month starting in January. Obviously, you can ask ChatGPT to advise you, but please make your own educated decisions. This isn't like a certified advisor by any means, but there's a lot of information that you can get from it, and you can make strategic decisions with extra research given this information. This is like a strategy assistant, not necessarily an advisor or somebody that should tell you what to do. It's like you're still the boss at the end of the day. So now it gave me an easy to understand financial and investing checklist. And it tells me what financial things I should do to stay on track every month. So I'm gonna put down financial homework to stay on track month by month, header 2. Am I missing anything else? So the next step is to take all of this material and put it in your calendar. And then you can actually have alerts set and you know what's what. If I were to make calendar invitations with all of this information to make sure I'm on track, what dates do you recommend I make the events? Please make me a list because I will do this. I love my calendar and it's already full of the activities that are happening next year, and it's actually already coming in handy because I'm getting emails about speaking engagements that are happening, and I'm like, actually I can show up, and I know that because I've already done my planning and I know where I'll be. And if I didn't do this work, I would say yes to this activity and then I wouldn't be able to actually do it because something was already planned. So putting this in your calendar is really nice. Then you write yourself a beautiful kind of like a manifesto of what does this look like if I stick to this plan and in 3 years' time, I get to reap the fruits of this labor? I will have completely paid off my student loans. I will have saved $20,000. I will have grown my business to exceed the 100K net profit. I will have coaching expertise, business expansion. I will have traveled and lived and become a yoga teacher. And so this is what I'm gonna put as my 3-year snapshot. The last thing is a daily breakdown of a week routine. Given all of this, what is the ideal Monday through Friday schedule? Is it better for me to bulk tasks in the same days or do a mix of everything on every day? Suggested. So grouping similar tasks is better than context switching. A really great productivity hack is to avoid context switching, which is when you're like writing and then you're taking a call and then you're filming a video and then you're editing and then you're reading and then you're like, ain't nobody got time for that. Your brain is less efficient when you do that, and so batching tasks is way more efficient, which is why it's better if you say, Mondays are my meeting days, Mondays are my planning days, Tuesdays are my writing days, creation, Wednesdays are my reading and visionary days. You get it. And so ChatGPT is actually suggesting that too. And so Monday's planning and strategy, Tuesday's client work and meetings, Wednesday's creative and marketing, Thursday client and professional development, Friday is reviewing and preparation. So I'm gonna put this down in the very end here. And now you know. The other thing too is like have these monthly meetings to revise this plan. And I really look at month by month. So basically I would go to the professional monthly roadmap and reading list at the top of every single month, like literally the first of the month or before. And I would go here and say, okay, how do I plan this in my week? Do you have any last bits of advice for me to stay the course? And also what I shouldn't be focused on. So you want to know what advice you can extract and what you should avoid thinking about because it's only going to knock you off course. Key advice: set clear priorities, maintain a growth mindset, build a support network, practice self-care, celebrate milestones. Areas to avoid: perfectionism, comparison to others, overcommitment, negative self-talk. And we got our whole year planned out. So there you have it, just like that. We whipped up a beautifully in-depth year-long plan. Judith is gonna kick some booty next year. I wish you luck in your planning. Don't forget to snag your free planning template. You can visit www.joclub.world/planning. I'm also gonna include Judith's plan, so you could actually click through the roadmap that we just built together and use it as a template for yours. If you wanna take it a next step, I would definitely schedule a monthly review session with yourself and go into your monthly roadmap. I do this with my company. It's changed how we do business. It's literally saved us so much stress. We used to always operate from this like reactive space where it's like, oh, it's Black Friday, we need a campaign. Oh, it's New Year's, we need to it's like, no, we can know what the campaign is literally a year before the campaign. We could space out our work so that it's not all crunched in the same sections of the year. And we need to make sure that our schedules, both personally and professionally, align. If it's your birthday month, you don't want to be doing 4 launches. This is stuff you could plan ahead of time. And I actually host monthly planning sessions. I'm gonna link that as well. Every single month at Joe Club, we host a monthly planning session, usually hosted by me or one of the facilitators. And at the end of the month, we do a monthly reflection meeting. So we see like, what happened? Did you stick to your goals? And this happens every single month because doing this planning is so much harder on your own. And that's why we do it in a global group. So if you want to join an event, you can visit www.joclub.world/events. If you want to journal with me, check out the website and get yourself a ticket. This is included in Joe Club members' membership. So y'all good if you're a member. Otherwise, get your planning done because a goal without a plan is just a wish. I think success is just a matter of planning, hard work, a little bit of sacrifice, and delusional courage to go after what you know you want to accomplish. And I believe in you. You got this, boo-boo.
You make a plan expecting fully to change the plan, but it's always better to make a plan than to show up willy-nilly. I'm sorry if your name is Willy.
I admit this video was a lot. Please let me know in the comments, what do you want to make sure you put into the world next year? And what's your biggest challenge when it comes to planning? So I can address that in the next time I make a planning video.